Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for day 2 of the Olympic Women's Sevens. This one, South Africa taking on Great Britain. Now, it is going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top here. Great Britain currently sitting in second in their pool, but with a loss here, or maybe not even that great of a win, we could actually see them dropping down to third place in the overall pool. But looking through at this Great British side for this matchup, they are going to be, one moment, we'll put that there, and put that there. They are going to be as follows. It is going to be Shekels in the starting lineup alongside Grace Compton. Also, Heather Cowell will be there with the captain Emma Uren also in the starting side. Kildun, Isla Norman Bell, who has been doing very well throughout the last 2 matches for Great Britain, and then also Amy Wilson-Hardy, the last lady in the starting side. Then for the South Africans, they have once again gone with Libby Jansi van Rensburg, Malinga, Shalotsi, Nadine Ruiz, this captain Simmers, Baloyi, and then Latigan also moves into the starting lineup. I believe that's the first time throughout this Olympics they have given her that opportunity. Great Britain will win, says William Presley in there as well. Currently, South Africa's points differential, it is not looking the best, unfortunately, for them. They had a decent showing in that game up against the Irish up till half-time, and then that second half, that is where Ireland really ran away with that contest, whereas Great Britain, they had a fantastic first game of their Olympics campaign. They were able to beat the Irish 21 points to 12, but then their next game, they did lose up against Australia 36 points to 5. So both of these sides losing a similar margin to the Australians, but of course the big difference, how they did play up against the Irish. But we are just about here for the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. There are plenty more games that will be played today, including the quarterfinals, which are just around the corner, about 7 hours from those ones taking place. But both sides just about to make their way out of the tunnel. So we've got a couple Springbok supporters in the stands looking forward to this one. They will still be well and truly celebrating that bronze medal that the South African men Blitzboks side did get for themselves only a couple days ago. But it is once again a beautiful day. The conditions are perfect for a game of rugby. And we've got about 20 of them that will be taking place today. Who will win, says Liam Armani. I would say it should be Great Britain, right? In terms of who has the best chance of winning this game, it is GB. But I think that game between China and Fiji has shown us that it doesn't matter whether you're the favourite or not. If you play a better game of rugby throughout that 14 minutes, you can walk away with the victory. Right, we have had the honorary stick whack down on the ground for the Paris Olympics, and we are now ready to go. Both sides about to make their way out of the tunnel. Now, GB, they'll be feeling a little bit of extra pressure. No men's side for the Sevens, so all the pressure is on this women's team to do well. And in that first game up against the Irish, they did exactly what they needed to get themselves the victory. Emma Uren, the captain, she's got herself a couple tries so far throughout this Olympics campaign. I think that Isla Norman Bell, though, she is the key. The pace that she had in that first game up against the Irish, the way that she's able to run down that wide channel can just really give opposition problems. Jasmine Joyce, the same though. She has got pace for days. Here come the South Africans though, out of the tunnel, wanting to try and get their first win of this Olympics competition. Now, for them to go through to the next stage of the comp, theoretically, they would need to win this game by at least 20 points, just to feel a little bit comfortable about how they're sitting at the moment in the overall standings. So the chances of going through are very slim, but at the same time, they will still be playing later on today in their playoff game. And that will be determining who will be finishing as high as 9th overall. Tyler Miller, she's going to be the referee in charge of this one, the Australian. Australia are going to be in action very soon. They are playing the Irish in the next contest for the Sevens. Once again, it does just look like a really nice day for rugby. Hopefully, unlike what happened in the men's side of things only a couple of days ago, we did see a bit of rain falling when it came to those quarterfinals, and then also the semis and the final all affected by a little bit of wetness. I don't think these games are going to have that same fate, though, with how nice of a day it does look. And the Stade de France, but we are now ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. The kickoff of this contest, South Africa will be kicking from left to right, and we are underway for day 2, and we start with a handling error from the captain, Emma Uren. It did go backwards though, finds Norman Bell, goes across, another handling error from Great Britain. Couple early mistakes coming in now. Nadine Ruis will be going across to the captain. Simmers gets the offload going. This is a great chance for South Africa. Only 5 metres out from the line there for Malinga. Pick and go, and Jansi van Rensburg will score the first try of the match for South Africa. 25 seconds in, and they have got themselves their first try already here, South Africa. Like they've just said, 20 minutes of rugby yesterday. In fact, 28 minutes of rugby, and they only score 1 try throughout that time. The handling error coming. And then Malinga with a nice attack and run down the short side. But brilliant start to the match by the South African women's side. Hi, Sets, Pats and Blaze. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are keeping well. And come on, girls, score today, please. Says Hillary. And there as well. And I mentioned at the start of the stream that they would have to win this game by at least 20 to really have a good shot going through to the quarterfinals. Scoring in under a minute will certainly help you be pushed in the right direction. The kick is just over. Fantastic kick from Nadine Ruiz. I believe that is also her first kick that she has got of the day. And let's go South Africa, says Andre. And there as well. It's going to be kicked off line by South Africa. But 2 early handling errors from GB is what led to that opportunity for South Africa. So they will know now that they cannot make any mistakes. That ball's going to be stripped by South Africa, but I believe the knee was down, so she wasn't able to steal that ball. And yes, South Africa eventually get the try. Says Hillary there. Now 2 minutes gone in this contest. 7-0 still for the South Africans. Looks like they're actually going to take the quick tap here. Wilson Hardy inside of their 22. Not many sides do that. A lot of sides would back their line out, but they've gone with a flat ball. Nicely held on to by Shekels. Jansi van Rensburg thought she had done enough to get the turnover for the South Africans. Now, going across Kildun. I think this is where they will want to, of course, find Jasmine Joyce off the bench later on in this game. That's another great bit of work in the breakdown. Jansi van Rensburg wins another one for the South Africans. This is a dream start to this match, and you wouldn't have thought that that was going to be the case after last 2 performances from South Africa. It seems like day 2, similar to the men who did have 2 losses on their first day, day 2 was when they really started upping the tempo and when they started finding their rhythm. So perhaps this is actually going to be the same for the women's side. Currently 4 minutes remaining in this first half. And Simmers, she does put the ball in. Another try here for South Africa would be massive for their chances of winning this game, and they will go to the short side now. Here comes Jansi van Rensburg. She's a hard lady to put down, but they have managed to make the tackle 5 metres out from the line from Heather Cow. Now going across to the right-hand side. Nadine Ruiz almost drops that ball, but manages to hang on to it. Malinga now steps 10 metres out, tries to get up and go again, and she has just knocked it on in the process. South Africa looking dangerous on the start of day 2. Great Britain, they just haven't really exited their own 22 at this point, trying to get back up to her feet there under Malinga, and it just unfortunately slipped through the fingertips. South African coach looking nervous about it. Now, 5 metres out from the line here, Great Britain will have themselves this scrum. That is their own goal line, I should mention, so plenty of space down the field. They won't be too concerned at the moment with the position. Great scrum from South Africa, but GB starting to make a few metres here with Emma Uden. Gets the offload away. Kildun has to go in there and get that one. Okay, they have to let her go now. The knee was down once more. Referee dodges. Getting hit there. Another tackle made on here. The Cow over the ball. Oh, Jansi van Rensburg almost got herself another one there. That's another knock on from Great Britain. And good start, Blitzboks, says Hanoi there. Very good start. Every time they've had the possession, GB have not been able to hang on to the ball when it's straight at them, which is so unheard of for these ladies. Like I mentioned, they beat Ireland yesterday, a side that were supposed to beat them quite comfortably, whereas South Africa at the moment Like, they haven't hardly been out of the 22 of Great Britain throughout this match. Now, 2 minutes left in this first half. Simmers going to be putting this ball in again. Going off to the left-hand side. Jansi van Rensburg gets the nice wide pass there. Malinga with pace, and her foot was so close to the try line. Or sorry, the touch line, I should say. Now Simmers again will play half. South Africa, great ball retention. Nadine Ruiz flings the pass across. Thought about an offload there for Salotsi. Now Ruiz, she does prefer passing to her right. We've seen that there when the ball went straight to Simmers. Inside ball, Malinga goes to Nadine Ruiz. She will score, in South Africa up by 2 tries, and they are now favourites in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. A side that were $15 or so underdogs heading into this game have now got a 12-0 lead up against Team GB. Nadine Ruiz just running it hard at the line. GB have been just completely drowned in this first half in terms of the territory. They can't get out of their own half, and they can't even get out of their own 22 at the moment. But that all came, if we remember rightly, there was the penalty that went the way of GB. Rather than kicking it downfield and having the line out, they decided to take the quick tap, and since then they had not exited their 22. Just shows you've got to back your line out, because if you don't, and the opposition get the ball back, you can be trapped for a very long time. But the kick has gone over from Nadine Ruiz here as well, and it's now going to be 14-0 for South Africa. Well, the South African ladies doing great, says Alden Emerald. Exactly right. They're doing phenomenally in this first half. In fact, that kick may have missed. It might actually be 12-0 at the moment between these two sides. That one has gone out on the full from South Africa. The last thing that they can afford is to concede a try right at the end of this first half. If they are to do that, does give GB the opportunity to get back into the contest, but they have hardly been able to hang on to the ball throughout this match. First chance inside of South African territory now. Emma Uren, the captain, going across. There are numbers on the outside if they can use them. It's going to be Kildun now with one more pass, and that will be the first try of the match for Great Britain. Oh, her toe was almost out there, Crompton. Has to be very careful with riding that dead ball line. A lost of other sport is going on, says Liam Leo. I assume that's lots, and yeah, there is a lot happening today, that is for sure. The quarterfinals later on today for the Rugby Sevens, for anyone who is curious. I want to see how close this foot was to the dead ball line for Grace Crompton, I should say, because she was very close to accidentally going dead here. We're going to see the replay. Okay, it's in slow motion now. Oh, I think she went dead there. I don't think that they looked at that enough. I think she might have actually been dead, but she should have scored it anyway. But, you know, those little things like that, you don't want to be making those kind of mistakes in the important moments such as this one. But currently the score in this contest, 12 points to 7, the way that it currently sits, ladies and gentlemen. So South Africa, they are 14 on this scoreboard, but they are 12 points in the official game. A great first half, though, from the South Africans. As soon as Great Britain found themselves inside of South Africa's half, though, South Africa are in front. So here's LFG. But yeah, as soon as the territory started seesawing in the other direction, going the way of Great Britain, that is when South Africa did concede. And that was all off the kick into touch on the full. Like I've just mentioned, a great bench for the Great British side. We should mention they have got some of their best players who will be making their way off the bench, such as Lisa Thompson, Ellie Boatman. They've got Meg Jones and Jasmine Joyce all there, who have been getting starting minutes for a majority of the Olympics competition. You wonder whether or not maybe they underestimated this South African side a little bit here. South Africa wins. This is a shake-up, or it will shake up the group, says Eldon. Would do it. I feel like Great Britain, that would also open up the door for some of the other sides to be able to possibly jump themselves up into that third place playoff, or that third place position in the groups. I'm not too sure whether South Africa will get the chance, though, sadly, mainly because their points differential at the moment is about minus 60. It'll be hard to predict the third place, says Eldon. And yeah, when you've got a side like Japan or Brazil or any of these teams that are all sitting there waiting eagerly to find out how many points they need, you know, it could be a massive one. I'm impressed with the Blitzboks, says LFG there. But now Great Britain will be kicking off from left to right to get us underway for the second half. That ball's going to be slapped back was almost a knock-on early on in the half for Great Britain, which would have been similar to how the last one started, but up the middle, it's Isla Norman Bell, and she will score the try between the posts. She has got pace for days, and that is now going to give the Great British side the lead in this contest. Come on, South Africa. There's LFG, but it was a loose ball. GB not really able to regather it too well. But everything that they did have in terms of handling errors went backwards. Where's Etzebeth? There's Crimson. I would say he's tied up with the Rugby Championship squad at the moment. Possibly, although I do actually think, theoretically, if the Springboks weren't playing very soon, I think that the likes of Sia Khaleesi, he would probably be watching the Olympics in France. You'd probably see a few of those other guys who do play their rugby in France as well. But seeing as they're tied up with the Springbok camp, I don't think Rassi will be letting them out so that they can watch a bit of sevens. Nadine Ruiz taking it nicely, and that will be another penalty, this time going the way of South Africa. And there's going to be for a tackle in the air. Don't fall dead now, Blitzboks. A huge turnaround in 1 minute, says Eldon. And that's the unpredictability of sevens, isn't it? The fact that you can go from winning to losing in an instant. 1 minute. And UK or GB get themselves 2 tries. Looks like 3 changes have been made. Boatman, Torley, and also Lisa Thompson all making their way onto the field. I don't step on Evans Tutu. Says Ellery, and UK Gals run tries too deeply in goal. Says Hanoi. Yeah, that first one was very risky, and I honestly do think that it might have been dead when she scored it because her foot went the wrong way. Oh, what's the whistle gone for? It's going to be a yellow card now for GB, South Africa. They were almost right through. All right, Norman Bell. She is going to be sent from the field. Oh, she's pulling her hair. That is dirty. I feel like that should have been a red, to be honest. That was really bad from Norman Bell after just scoring a try. One of the dirtiest things you can do as a women's player. She pretty much had a handful of hair and was yanking it backwards. Now, Doff will make her way onto the field. Mpufa is also out there. Oh, well, says Eldon. And let's go yellow card. It could have been worse, to be honest. Like, it was a really bad hair pull. It wasn't accidental. It seemed like she got a grip on it and she was yanking it as hard as she could. Meg Jones onto the field. That is for kill done. South Africa now playing with a 1-lady advantage. Already 20 seconds have been used up of that yellow card as we have set the scrum. Going off to the right-hand side. Here comes Nadine Ruiz. Can she go through? She gets the pass on the outside. And South Africa score it again. Malinga is the lady who scores it this time. And now South Africa have taken the lead back in this contest. Making the most of that 1-lady advantage here. Just the momentum shift. A very nice try, says Eldon. And Nadine Ruiz just lures in 2 defenders. I think it was a miscommunication for GB because it did seem like the lady who was following was actually going to be able to catch up here. I think it was Emma Uren putting in the hard yards, but then already the winger had already stepped in. Yes, says LFG. Now Nadine Ruiz. She struck that one very nicely, but it has gone away to the right-hand side. That is now going to make the score 17 points to 14. That's the World Cup, says Crimson there. Come on, girls, kick some GPS, says Andre. Going to be kicked off short and doesn't go the 10 metres. Again, the mistake off the kickoff. And this will give GB a great chance to take the quick tap, and that is exactly what Meg Jones has done. Going to the left-hand side here comes Jasmine Joyce. She's going to be wrestled down to the turf by Malinga. Penalty for not rolling away. Meg Jones takes the quick tap again here. GB with Jasmine Joyce. On to the right-hand side now. Looping around. Lisa Thompson. Another tackle has been made and they do have to release. Going short side here. Finding the offload. And Jasmine Joyce. She almost got clothesline there, but she has scored the try. 2 minutes 30 remaining, and GB get themselves the lead back now. Roy's improving all the time, says Hillary, and one more try, South Africa, says LFG, and now they certainly will need their last try. A back and forth game between these two sides. Neither of them wanted to give it up. That was risky from Jasmine Joyce, but she knew that the extra 2 points could be absolutely crucial. Although saying that, I don't think she really completely did the maths of it, of course, because either way a try will change the game. But unless, of course, South Africa found themselves trying to go for 3 points, maybe that is why Jasmine Joyce did make it a little easier. But is it going to pay off? It does not. No, the kick has missed away to the right-hand side. So the score now 19 points to 17. 2 points difference. Come on, England and co. Says Crimson and one more try, South Africa. Says LFG. And there's over the second try for Jasmine Joyce. The kickoffs for GB have been a lot more successful, although that is well cleaned up by Mpupa. Now, 42 metres out from their own line here, South Africa, as the yellow card still on. She is back out onto the field now, Norman Bell. Now, offload on the inside. Didn't look like she was quite ready for it, Latigan. Now, another offload, and that is going back for the original knock-on. Will be the scrum feed for Great Britain. And this is now the big moment in this game. For GB, if they win this game, that will confirm their spot, I believe, anyway, through to the quarterfinals, unless something drastic happens in the other pools. They should be high enough to make their way through. Whereas, we find ourselves in a different situation for the South Africans. No matter what the margin is, they will not more than likely advance to the quarterfinals, but they can still cause an upset here. It would be one of the biggest of the women's sevens competition so far. Oh, looks like we're going to have a scrum reset here. Front row's having a little bit of a concern. Like they've just said, GB maybe trying to wind down the clock a little bit as a loser out of this comp. Says Annoy, not necessarily. GB probably still have a good shot of going through, even if they lose this game, whereas South Africa, they are out. But then they will still play later on today and also tomorrow as well. Unless we shock Australia. Here's Alden. Now nice pass to the right-hand side. Finds Jasmine Joyce with the step. She'll be around. And that's going to be the try there for GB. Jasmine Joyce has managed to score it. And that'll be the end now of this contest. Only 15 seconds remaining. This game will not be turned around from here, ladies and gentlemen. That will be the win for GB. But what a game for South Africa. I know that Great Britain, they deserve a lot of credit for what they did in the second half and the way that they were able to fight to get themselves the win. But at the same time, this South African side went above and beyond what people were expecting from them in this game, which is fantastic to see. And hopefully, as they play more games and also as they play throughout the Sevens circuit for the 2024-25 season, we do continue to see improvements for this South African side. But that kick has gone over, and that will be the end of this game, ladies and gents. 28 points to 17, the end score. 26 points to 17, I should say, rather than 28. The win going the way of Great Britain. They get in the grandstand at Centennial Park, Oamaru, ready for demolition this week. There's a cover over one wall when I went past today. Says Kiwi Gamer. Busy by the sounds of it. The next game, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of busy, it is going to be Ireland versus Australia. And that one's going to be a good one. Ireland come in as $12 underdogs into that contest I have just seen. So they are considered very much so unexpected to win this game. But we will have to wait and see how they end up going. We will be covering it on the channel as well. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.